Simon Miller here from WhatCulture, as you are watching this on WhatCulture with a long overdue pro wrestling journey update. Now the reason it has been a bit longer is because I like to kind of keep a gap between when I do it and then I got more information to give to you. And also there's been some ups, there's been some downs. You saw what I did there. And so now I can give it all to you. And if you are watching this video right now thinking, is that a puppet version of me? Yes, it is, because everyone has a puppet version of them, right? Why wouldn't you have a puppet version of yourself? Anyway, that's what this video is about. So, obviously we're getting quite into the new year, 2018. And 2018 is always the year when I said to myself, that's when I want to have my first match, 2018. Because I knew I had some other stuff I wanted to do, some stuff I wanted to achieve. And while I knew the wrestling stuff was going to be going on, I like to kind of mentally map out goals that I have, just because I think that just gives you something to set your mind on. It's like baby steps. And sometimes they work and sometimes they don't work. But I think overall having a framework, for lack of a better term, that you can, that you have like the date set in your head, I think it really works. So 2018 was always my goal. And here we are, right? As I record, this is early February. I passed the beginner course at Knuckle Locks, which is where I'm at now. So I'm on the intermediate level. So we're doing a lot more, I won't say random stuff. I don't mean like that, but like every session is different. You never really know what you're going to be doing. But I think that's why it's so exciting in a way, because most sessions you come away and you think to yourself, wow, I learned something that I never thought I could learn. I should have done one. I smashed my head open again recently. It was just one of those things that you can't help in pro wrestling. I was doing, I can't remember now if it was an up and over or a banderas. An up and over is when you run into the turnbuckle and you hoist yourself up and then someone runs underneath you and then you've landed over there. Or the banderas is when someone throws you over the top. I think it was the up and over. And I don't. For some reason, I never knew this until I started pro wrestling. I've got quite a good jump on me, which is a weird thing to say, but I didn't know I could jump so high. And so I went to the up and over, and I jumped so high, and I got a bit too much momentum that I basically just went straight up in the air like that. And then obviously gravity did its thing and said, well, I'm going to keep pushing you that way. And then what happened is my head came crashing down into the turnbuckle, like the actual metal bit. And then I kind of double bounced off that and fell out the ring. So that was fun. I think, I look into the camera now, I think it's around here. I think you can still see the remnants of it. If you go back and watch a video from a few weeks ago, as I'm sure you would have seen, I had a massive crack on my head. I won't lie, it looked worse than it actually was, because if you get a big crack on your forehead, it looks really bad. And it was one of those moments where I sat out the rest of the session, mostly because I felt a bit whoosh. And I didn't want to hurt anybody else. I don't really care about hurting myself, but if I'm not feeling 100% and then I hurt somebody else, I'm going to feel terrible. So I sat the rest of the session out. I won't lie, in the 7 days between that, I did have a bit of a... But I went back and, the session I had when I went back was great. And that's when you start to realise that it's all about getting back on the horse. And before that as well, I had a turbulent December and early January, because we were being taught how to... I may have said this in the last one, I don't know, but either way, we'll go over it again. We were being taught how to be thrown over the top rope. Now, obviously, when you first do this, you throw yourself at the top rope because it's the same process. But that is a really scary thing to do. And I think, I don't know about you, but I know me, I take it for granted when I see pro wrestlers do it, because how often do you see someone get thrown over the top rope? It happens all the time. And yet when you go to do it, you kind of realise, man, not only, is the ring, you got the apron, then the ring, and then your own height. I'm just over 6 feet. So you're like, that's a long way down. And what I did was I went over and I planted my hand, and I planted it at the wrong angle, clearly. Now, this shoulder's always been bad. I've had injury problems with my shoulder for years. And I jarred it, so it kind of sent the force up there, and it just ruined my shoulder. I had to take a few weeks off the gym, and I got ill because of it. It's a whole thing. However, I find with those obstacles, or those, what's the word I'm looking for? But those sort of failures, I guess, that you don't see coming, and then when you do go back and you overcome them, that's the best thing in the world. Because you realise that, because it's so easy, you can do something 100 times, and 99 of those times you do it well, but it's that 100th time, or that one time, when you screw it up, that's what sticks in your head. It's like YouTube comments, as we're here. Got off on a tangent now, but it's fine. You can have 100 YouTube comments go, oh, you're great, but one goes, you're an idiot. The whole day, you're like, why did that guy call me an idiot? You ignore the positive stuff. But that's what's really, I think that's kind of where you grow, especially in pro wrestling, is when you realise I can do this stuff. I just have to accept that sometimes things are going to happen, but also that my confidence will return. So where I am now in the sense of my training is I have started to do a few mini matches. We did one a few weeks ago. I think it was about 2 minutes or so. I thought it went quite well. I did a tag match the other week, which, while I would never want anybody to see, I think there were some positives we could take away from it. The good thing is that, all the feedback and all the constructive criticism that I got, I kind of understood, and I think I kind of realised that as I was going, that okay. And again, that comes down to confidence as well. I think doing matches, especially when you start doing matches in front of a crowd, it almost just becomes you need to get the experience. Because as soon as they said we're going to do matches, I'm like, oh my gosh, matches? What are you talking about? Even though we've been running spots and doing moves the whole session, as soon as you use that word match, you kind of overblow it in your head and you think, oh no, what's going to happen? But, again, it's not something you put on TV. It's not something I would have wanted to perform in front of a crowd. But I just think, things are slowly connecting together. Admittedly, I've taken far longer to have a match than probably I would have liked. But again, I knew there would be things, as I said earlier, that would get in the way of that. But I think now, and it's not up for me to decide this, as I always say, it's up to my trainers. Again, like I said, I'm at Knucklocks at the moment, which is the former Projo. It's up for them to decide when I'm ready. Like I said, the last few weeks, I've only been going once a week. I want to start going twice again, but again, life got in the way, and sometimes you just have to accept that. So I want to start going twice a week again, and I'm confident if I can do that for a few more weeks, that hopefully, and again, it's not up to me, we'll get to the point where things start to come together. And I do feel it sometimes. Like we were running an international spot the other day, which I've talked about in one of the older videos, so I won't go over it again. And it all came together, and it all came together fine. And when I took the bump off the shoulder tackle, I like bumping. It's a really weird thing. I don't know if I've said this before. For some reason, I get a real kick out of taking big bumps. And I don't mean like, oh, he's been thrown off a ladder. But I mean, if someone hits me, I will throw myself to that floor as hard as I can. Sometimes it bites me in the ass. I wake up the next time like, oh, my back hurts, but who cares? And I took such a good bump off this. Well, I thought, I would never say it about myself, but I did think it was a good bump. And I heard all the other trainees, like, they reacted to it. And I got that feeling in my stomach. I was like, that's it. That is what pro wrestling is all about. When you do get that reaction, it is addictive. And that's what everyone has always said to me. They said, you'll get addicted to this. And I really did. That's happened a lot of times. So that was awesome. We did some promo work as well a couple of weeks ago, which was cool. And all we were told to do was to come up with an angle and, get a partner and go away and come up with something. So I came up with this stupid thing where it's like this guy who I was training with called Andrew Cannon. I think he watches these. If he does, hello Andrew, how you doing? We came up with this thing where I was the babyface, he was the heel. And, I'd promised everybody that I'd lost to Andrew the previous week, and this week I was going to beat him, and he beat me again. And then what you meant to think was like a bit of a swerve, was that I was going to sort of have my big, triumphant comeback. But instead, because I'd lost twice, I lost my moxie, my confidence, my whatever. And I walked away, and I was supposed to be, oh, what's he going to do? Is he going to come back? And again, I thought it was decent enough. And Eddie Dennis, who was the trainer, that guy, who's an awesome trainer, by the way, and a great pro wrestler. If you've never checked out Eddie Dennis, I strongly say that you should do. And he gave some great feedback as well about how to manipulate or how to trick the audience a bit more. And I love doing all of that stuff. I mean, I love all aspects of professional wrestling, but I really do get a kick out of the promo and the character stuff. Maybe because I do videos like this, who knows? I don't know. But that's the stuff that, again, I'm passionate about all of it. But if someone said you had to rank the passions, just a little bit above wrestling would be the promo stuff. But I do think it's going well. Like I hurt. I'm not going to lie, I hurt, especially as I get older. I'm getting older. But I'm confident, like I say, that hopefully soon we'll have some stuff that I can talk about on here, and maybe even some stuff I can invite you to. And please do remember, when I do start professional wrestling in front of a live crowd, it is almost like hitting reset, and I have to start building my way back up just to get used to, again, it's experience, right? It's all about experience. But I think as long as I can keep committing to myself and keep dedicating to myself, as I've moved a lot of stuff out my calendar now, as long as I can get back into that routine, I think, we'll see what the next couple of months brings. But I'm confident. I am confident, but we will see. But the Pro Wrestling Journey update continues. Thank you to everybody who always gets in touch and asks how it's going. I think I said tuts. Gets in touch. Don't know what that means. Who gets in touch and ask how it's going. It's always going. I'll let you know this is always going. If it ever stops, I'll make one of these and tell you that it stops. But it's not going to stop until I at least have had one damn match. That was always the plan. Hopefully there'll be more than that, but we'll see what happens. As always, like, share and subscribe. Leave a comment below. And just go out there and achieve your own dreams. And remember, failing at something, that's not actually failing. As long as you're giving it a go, as long as you're trying it, that means you achieved to begin with, because you had the cojones to get off your ass and go give something that you love a try. So go do that today, and I will speak to you soon.
Let's go right now.
Mackenzie puts away Priestley. Well, the Defiant Women's Division, clearly one of the hottest women's divisions on the planet.
Billy Wood calling the shots on chain reaction.
That's huge news. 5 on 5.
5 IPW guys will fake 5 Defiant guys. Stu, bring whoever you want, mate, because IPW are ready.